Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Swaroop Nadella. In this video, we'll discuss about the coding problem on duplicate values in an array. So how can we count the values of the duplicates in an array? Let's see a program. So create a new class, duplicates in array. You can give any name. So I'm giving duplicates in array and select the public static void main and click on finish. It will be creating a new class file. So in the main method, initially I'm taking int array. So our problem statement is we are taking an array, and in that array we are having multiple values. Let's say 1 comma 1 comma 1, 2 comma 2, 3 comma 3 comma 3 comma 3. Like this, duplicate multiple duplicate values are there in each of the values. So let's take the array like this way. So it is having 1 3 times, 2 2 times, 3 4 times, like this. There are duplicate values. So I just entered in sequence for understanding, but after we complete the code, we can also pass different types of arrays and try to understand the logic. So I'm going to solve this problem using HashMap concept. So HashMap is a collection in Java, so it can store the values in the form of key and value pairs. So how we are going to solve? So let's say that I want to get the count of the number 1. So number 1 is repeating in this whole array 3 times. So the 1 is the key here. So HashMap will store the key, and in terms of the value, we are going to uh, count the how many times the 1 is repeating here, and then it will be 3 overall once the logic is completed. So in this way we will be going to see that. So in order to understand the hash map, let's see that hash map is stored in terms of key and value. So let's think that the initial key is 1. So the first value is 1. So number 1 will be there whenever we are starting the program. So after that, initially the value of the key is 1 and the value will be 1. So if we are iterating the array multiple times, so whenever the key 1 is encountered, we are going to increment the value by plus 1. So initially the value is 1 here. So whenever we are iterating the array and we are encountering the key again as 1, then we are going to increment this value by 1. So 1 plus 1 will become 2. So after that, like this, we are going to iterate till the end of the program. So plus 1 like this. So suppose there are total 5 times number 1 is there. So the duplicate count is 5. So the program will print finally the value as 5. So how can we achieve that? Let's see. So we have to declare an hash map now. So let me take map. So we are going to declare a map here. I'm giving the name as duplicates. So hash map. So keep the cursor on the map error. So and then select the import statement. So now the hash map variable is created. So I have given the name as duplicates. So now what we need to do, declare a for loop. So in the for loop, this is for each and for loop will be same, but here I am going to use a for each loop. So I am taking the value of variable as num here, and for every iteration, uh, the particular index value in the array will be assigned to this num. So this is for each loop. So for every iteration, the value of num will change. So the first iteration, the num will be 1. Second iteration, 1. third iteration 1, and the fourth iteration will be 2. So like this way, the iterations will continue. So first of all, initially our duplicates is empty, so there is no values are assigned. So what we have to do, so duplicates, this variable we have to use the put method. So in HashMap, if we use the put method, we can able to insert a value. So what it is expecting, it is expecting a key and a value. So the key is num here. So every iteration the num will change. So we have to pass num here. And in the first iteration, the value will be 1. So since we are inserting it for the first time, it will be 1. Let's say that we are iterating in the second, third, fourth in the remaining indices. And at that time, the already the number is available. So we should not always insert it with 1, right? So at that time, what we have to do, we have to build a logic. So write an if condition, duplicates dot. In HashMap, there is a method called contains key. So the contains key method, what it will do, so suppose this number is already available, then this contains key will be returning a true and the if condition will be passed. So it will return a boolean value, so either true or false. So let's select this. So contains key of num. So for the first iteration, we should not be executing this code. So the duplicates will be empty. So this statement will be false, and it will be going and inserting the value for the first iteration. But second iteration, 1 is already available in the duplicates hash map. So it will be checking the contains key, and num is 1 in the second iteration. At that time, what happens? It will be entering the loop. So now what we have to do? So there is the duplicates variable we have, right? So we have to use the put method here. So in the put method, we have to insert the value of num again. But in terms of the value, what exactly we have to do? So initially we are having the value as 1, which is already inserted. So we have to retrieve this particular value. Dot get method will retrieve the value. So I'm passing the num, which is the key. So if we are using duplicates dot get of num, it will be retrieving the value of the duplicates existing value. So +1 we have to give. So this is the second iteration we are checking. So we have to give +1. So this should be executed only in the else. So if the value is contained, then this is the logic it will build, and if the value is not available, it will be building this value. So the logic is completed. So type sysout and do control space. So system.out.println. So let's print this duplicates now. And just save the file, and let's try to execute it. Right click and run as Java application. So if you see, the console is showing the report, number 1 is coming 3 times, number 2 is there 2 times, number 3 is there 4 times. So number 3 is there 4 times, number 4 is there 2 times, number 5 3, number 6 2 times, number 7 5 times. So still we can add more, like 8 I'm adding 1 time, 9 I'm adding 3 times. Let's run one more time whether this logic will execute or not. So number 8 is 1 time and number 9 is 3 times. So the logic is working correctly. So what exactly we have done? So create a hash map, and then this is a for each loop. So every iteration, the number will be the num value, which is the number, is taken from the array. array index. So initially 0 index. So like this first index, second index, every index it will iterate, and it will assign the num value in each iteration. So whenever the num is not available, it will be inserted for the first time, and whenever the duplicate is already there, suppose number 1 is coming for the second time, so it is called as duplicate in the array, right? So it will be checked in the if condition, and then we are going to insert the incremented value. So we are retrieving the existing count. It can be either 1 or 2 or 3, it can be any value, so it will be retrieved and then incremented by 1. So this way the logic we can write. If you want to see the output in a better format, we can also write something like use a for loop here and use map. So no need to worry about this. So this is just syntax. So if you want to iterate an hash map, this is the syntax we have to follow. Map dot entry of what is the data type for the key and value we have to declare, and we have to give a variable name here, and then this is the hash map. It is already available in our code. So just write the variable name and dot entry set. So this way, every time one key value pair will be assigned to this entry. And if we are iterating the loop multiple times, so all the values, our current agenda is printing the value on the console. So let's print the values. Sys out, control space. So I'm going to give like a number equal to, so entry dot get key. So initially I'm retrieving get key. So next, number of occurrences we have to print. So number 1, number 2, like this, how many occurrences are there? We have to print entry dot get value. So like this, I'm going to give an additional print statement, duplicates in the given array or below with the count. So let's try to execute it and check what's happening. So the first line is printing the entire hash map without any formatting. So it is just giving the key and value pairs with comma separator, and there is equal to is there. This is one set. So duplicates in the given array or below with the count. So the number 1 is occurring 3 times. Number 2 is occurring 2 times. Number 3, like this. If you are comparing the input, then exactly the output will be coming the same way. So let's take another array. So here I'm not giving the duplicate values consecutively. So I'm just giving randomly in different positions. Even then the code should work. We can give any value. It's not like we have to give only single digit value. We can give even value like 25 or 99, or even I can give some value like 121, again 99. Again, I'm giving 25. Again, 121. Like this, we can give any size of the value. It should be an integer data type. So we can give any value like this. And let's try to execute our code and see if it works. So the number 99 is occurring twice. So if you see the entire array, it is occurring twice. The number 5 is occurring only once. So if you see the number 5 is occurring once, number 22 is occurring 2 times, 22, 22. Number 6 is coming once, number 7 once, number 9 is coming twice. So here 9 is there and here 9 is there. Number 25 is coming 3 times. So first occurrence, second occurrence, third occurrence. So number 121 is coming twice. 13 is coming 2 times in this location. So like this, the position of the element doesn't matter. So it will iterate the entire loop and count the values and store in a hash map in the format of key and value pairs. As I explained, uh, the logic here is building about the key and value pairs. The key will be storing the actual number and the value will be storing the actual count of the occurrences. So how many times that value has repeated, it will be stored, and that's what we are checking in this for loop with if and else. So in order to understand this better, I recommend to you to practice this code, and even we can also debug this code just quickly. So I have put a debug point here. So breakpoint. So just double click on this 18th line or right click on this and toggle breakpoint. So just save the file, and now what we need to do, just right click and debug as Java application. Now the debug mode is open. So the control is waiting for us to proceed to the next step. So here in Eclipse, there is step over option, F6 shortcut you can use, or there is an option just below the navigate menu option. So there is step over. So we should click on the step over. And before clicking on that, let's see the duplicates, what is the values available. So initially the duplicates is empty, right? As I explained initially. So duplicate is empty initially. And in the num, what is there? Num is having 22. The first index is 22 in this array. So num is having 22 and array is having the entire value. So if you see the line number 12, array is stored in, all these values are stored into the array. So now let's step over. So if is not executed as I explained, else only executed. So duplicates now also empty. So if we execute the line number 23, the first value will be inserted into the duplicates hash map. So now it is coming to the second iteration. So if you see the duplicates, now 22 is coming occurrences of 1. So even the second value is 13, which is occurring for the first time. So the else is executing if did not execute. Step over. So number 15 is executing now. 15, then 9, then 25. If you see the duplicates now up to 15, now 25 is executing. So let's execute 25 also. Now come back to duplicates and see that 22, 9, 25, 13, 15. So all these are occurring for the first time, but 25 is coming for the second time. Now if you step over again, F6, so the if will execute now. So here what exactly happening? So duplicates is having 25 as 1. And once this particular line number 20 is executed, you can see the duplicates 25 occurrences is incremented by 1 since the line number 20 is executed. So I hope you got the point here. So let's continue. So like this, you can able to debug this particular code. HashMap may be looking a bit complex concept, but it is very easy. So HashMap will store the values in terms of key and value pairs. So here the key, we are storing the value which we want to count the number of iterations. So in terms of the value, we are checking the duplicate, how many times it is repeated. So number of repetitions we are checking here. So hope you like this video. If you want more content on coding interviews, let me know in the comments. If you have any specific questions you want me to solve, which you faced recently in any interviews. So do like, share, and subscribe to my channel. It will motivate me to add more videos, and it can help more people who are into testing domain and testing field. So I plan to make more videos on testing and automation and coding on my channel. So like, share, and subscribe, and comment if you like this video. Thank you. Have a nice day.